This that Beyonce Virgo shit. Okay, y'all, hold on. Ooh. I'm trying to make this video really quick. Um, okay. So I want to talk real quick about Hecate, and because I have it on my channel, but I could have worded it better because it was more so I had it at the end of a video of that I made a few days ago talking about Hecate and source, and like I said, I could have worded it better. But okay, so here we go. So here's a download that I got a few days ago as I was pacing around in my room. And the way I channel is a lot of times first of all, I'm always thinking, I'm always contemplating, I'm always dreaming all the time. I'm always in my imagination. I'm always just being very imaginary, right? But usually what I do is I talk out loud and or I would pace in my room. And this was one of those days where like when I was channeling, I was pacing around in my room and talking out loud. And this is what I got the download of Hecate and Source are siblings. They're twins, right? And this is what I mean. Source, what people call God, is pure imagination. The triple goddess, what people call Hecate, is also pure imagination. They're the same being expressed differently, right? They both came from the primordial void, which is androgynous, right? It holds the feminine, the masculine, and the child. That's the void. It's androgynous. It birthed two sources. And the reason why there's two sources is because, and now it makes sense thinking about it now, was that source, right? Let's talk about source. Pure light, right? Pure imagination. When we see source, we see light. That's why we call source he, because he is not, a lot of people are doing it subconsciously, but they don't realize that calling source he, first of all, that's fine as long as you know that source is pure imagination and genderless. But the reason people call source he is because source is light. What is light? The masculine principle. It's construct. It's construct. I don't know if I made a video about this, but light is, no, I didn't. I think I made one about darkness, but not light. Yeah, light is construct. It's masculine energy. It's external. It expresses externally, right? Hecate and Source both express externally because when you creating, it's naturally like, well, I don't want to say a masculine thing because they both express, but it's a little differently. So I'm just gonna keep it on Source. So I don't want to confuse y'all, nor do I want to confuse myself. So Source expresses outwardly, right? That's where you get light constructs, dream light. We live in a dream light dream, right? Everything from the top to the bottom is made of dream light, right? That's source. That's pure imagination. But I found another name to call them, to call source, would be pure imagination of light. So the void, right? I have a video on my channel. Let me just show y'all real quick the two videos because this makes more sense if you watch those videos, but you don't necessarily have to. But it will kind of like help make what I'm saying more sense. Okay, so real quick, stop it. Okay, so videos go down, gotta hurry up. Sorry, my computer's lagging because I haven't turned it off in like 4 fucking days. So yes. Okay. So here it is. So we have true source. This video, the true source, and true imagination, they literally stack on each other. They go hand in hand. If you watch the true source and you get that concept, it'll help you better understand true imagination, which is the void. True imagination is the void. I also call it the truest imagination, or my eldest sibling, or the bound dream, the first dreamer, whatever you want to call them, right? We all have multiple names, it don't matter. So it makes sense. Y'all should go check out my channel, actually. They, them, theirs, my pronouns. Androgynous. Yeah, that's a lot of good stuff. Like, I got video diaries. I'm talking about real high concept things like death is an illusion, and that's why it all means something. I'm talking about my clipothic journey. the nature of magic, Hecate. I'm doing some reactions. My reactions have gotten better. Um, I'm doing some reaction videos talking about the time I channeled fairies, humans, angels, and demons. Talking about demons. Talking about the magicians. Um, I played some games on here. I gotta get some more games. I haven't played games in a minute on this channel, so talking about black magic, white magic, and how they are not what y'all think it is. Um, the human archetype. I have everything on here. No, let me stop. But so source. Imagine all the wants and hopes and dreams. Source as in the light, right? And this also applies to Hecate too, though. So it applies to both of them, right? So imagine Hecate, um, and imagine source, right? The void needed something to contrast from itself. And if the void is androgynous, just having light wouldn't necessarily do it. I mean, yes, the void is darkness, right? The primordial womb, and the light is masculine. However, the void is also androgynous, and the void contains all shades, right? Including darkness. So it needed something to balance out that light. And that's what Hecate is. She's Source. She is Source's twin. And Source is her twin. And remember, when we're using pronouns, we're using them very loosely. Okay? Because they're not really a her and a him. It's more so the feminine principle and the masculine principle. That's it. So when we refer to a concept, we're really referring to what they are. And same with source. When we use pronouns, we're just referring to what they are in the sense of their principle, not gender. They don't have gender, nor do they have a sex, literally. They just embody the principle, the archetypes that they are very well because they were made to do that. So, going back to source real quick, because I'm gonna hop onto Kate in a minute. So, source is everything, anything that the void wanted. It needed to understand itself. Mind you, we're all kids here, right? So the void is one big old kid dreaming itself into existence. So it needed that. It needed that contrast. It had dreams, it had hopes, it had wishes, it had desires. It had lust, it had everything. That's where Hecate and Source come in, where it takes all those dreams, wish, wants, desires, everything and anything that's imaginable and possible. They the void wanted everything, anything that can grow and live and thrive in the light, and anything that can grow and live and thrive in the darkness. At the same time, the void wanted that contrast. What dies in darkness? What dies in light? Like I said, it's any and everything. So the void created those two. And I'm this is a simple like overview, but and then from those two, of course, other things stem. So if Hecate, aka Source, aka pure dark imagination, if they wanted to create, they're creating more so from the primordial dark chaotic femina, right? And Source, which some of y'all call God or the one above all, the one above all, if you read comic books, they are the expression of that light, right? Where Source is the expression, Hecate is the fermentation of the void. Hecate is a fermentation of the void. Source is the expression of the void. If that makes sense. Hecate is what can grow from these roots, the darkness. And Source is what can thrive in the light. What can be created in and or with the light. Any and everything, right? That applies to both of them. And it goes back into them being twins. And because they need to be able to, because Source and Hecate both still need contrast, right? Because otherwise it'll just be light, and all people see is light. Oh, real quick, going back to Hecate real quick. She, yeah, she's the mother maiden crone, But that's just her human archetype. Just like how we call God, I mean Source God, that's just their human archetype, right? What we know them as humans. Like I said, Source is pure imagination of light, or you can just say pure imagination. Because I asked them this months ago when I channeled them. I have a video. Let's go to the video real quick. There's this video on my channel when I channeled both Hecate and Source, and like 9 other beings. Um, and it's called Stop it, bitch. It's called Come on. Lord. Oh, right here. The time I channeled 9 beings. So if you want to go back and see that, that was an insane video. I channeled 9 different beings that day. I had the strongest urge to get high, and then I just channeled. It was Merlin, then Hecate, then Lilith. I can't remember the exact order, but it was Merlin, Hecate, Cersei, Medusa, Morgana Le Fay, Lilith, my Lyran and reptilian ancestors, pure imagination, my African ancestors, um, etc. And the day before, I briefly channeled the dragons. They came into me actually because I was sitting there in meditation, and I all of a sudden started breathing like a dragon. But I've recently just am starting back to getting connected to my dragons again. I know I have a lava fire dragon, so yeah. But go watch this video, y'all. Sorry, I was getting off topic. So, compared to my other video talking about Hecate, this one is so much more appropriate. But yeah. So Hecate, in her purest form, the three that we get in her purest three-folded form would be the void, the shadow, and the darkness. That's her three-folded form at the highest, right? The void, the shadow, the darkness. That's what Hecate is in her three-folded form at her highest, right? That's what she represents. And you can get Source also has a three-folded form too, but I guess it's not as popular as hers, as from what I've been experiencing in my life. But I guess the Holy Spirit, the Father, the Father and the Crone. No, I'm kidding. What is it? The Son, the Holy Spirit, and the Father. That's where we get Source from. But I haven't channeled Source highest three-folded form yet because they don't even sound right. I don't think that's it. I think it's light, also void, and essence. I don't know. I haven't channeled that yet. I'm just talking about what I have now. Can y'all hear me? Hello? 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 Let me turn this down just a little bit. I'm loud. I'll try to sit back from the mic. But yeah, so that's why it goes back into them being twins because they also embody the yin and yang symbol. Let me just go ahead and make a picture of that real quick. Hold up. Okay. So yin and yang. This is literally Hecate and Source. Hecate is the dark. Source is the light, right? The white. And you see how Source has a little bit of darkness in them. Source still has Hecate in them. It's the little darkness at its core, right? And Hecate still have Source in them. It's the light in their core. And remember what I told y'all a second ago, there's a video on my channel where I talked about channeling 9 beings. And if you go to my Hecate playlist, I also talk about it there too. But I talk about how Hecate showed themselves to me. And it was like a liquidy golden ball surrounded by shadow magic, surrounded by shadow energy. That's literally how I saw Hecate. And it literally resembles this. It resembles the yang symbol, y'all. She literally appeared to me as the yin symbol of the yin and yang. She literally looked like this little sphere surrounded by a circle of shadow. So she can also create light goddesses or like divine light feminine too, but she leads with her darkness. And same with Source. Source can create very dark beings, but they lead with their light. A good example I would say of a dark being would be like Lucifer, or like um uh, uh, um beings like Lucifer, or like angels who are more like in the underworld type vibe. That would be the darkness in the light, right? And the light would be something like, this is just an example. Um, what's her name? Eve. Eve. Like Adam and Eve, Adama and Eve. Yeah. Eve would be the light out of Hecate's darkness. That was just an example, right? To help you understand. Um, but this is Source. Hecate is the darkness, Source is the light. They are all source. They're source at the exact same time. They're source, y'all. They're not separate. They're not separate. They are literally one. That's why they have each other inside each other. And you cannot have one without the other, because even within creation, it would be in balance. You need all of it. And in that middle, that's where you have the androgynous chaos, the void. In the middle between those two is where the void lies, the androgynous chaos, right? So, yeah, they're siblings and they're twins because they're the same being expressing each other differently. Hecate is the dark part of the light. Source is the light side of the darkness. They literally have each other inside each other. You know what I'm saying? So, no one's wrong saying Source. No one's wrong saying that this is Source or that this is Source. You're both right. But I feel like a lot of times with humans, and I have a video coming out talking about object permanence and humanity, and humans just, it's always this or this. Humans can't conceive of things being this and this. It is always, will be, forever have been this and this. Period. Okay? I just want to say that. But that's totally fine if you just want to, like, as long as you understand that both are the same. It's okay if you just want to acknowledge both, because for me, I'm a little anomaly. This is mommy, Hecate is mommy, and Source is my sibling. But that's how I perceive them. They're still the same thing. I call it Source pure imagination. Actually, I don't call them Source. But I call Hecate mommy. Like, if you ever play Bayonetta, there's a, let me just I, I should have paused it. Bayonetta. Uh Hold up. Okay, yeah, I should have paused it. Okay, so this is me. Baby Cereza. I'm Cereza. And if you ever played the game, she's always crying for her mommy. Her mommy is Bayonetta, which is her older form, by the way. So I literally see myself as Baby Cereza. Okay, this is me. I see myself as her. And mommy is, of course, Bayonetta. Like, mommy, this is mommy to me. This is literally how I see mommy, aka Hecate, as Bayonetta. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know, and that's okay. But yeah, I'm finna go. How long is this video? Already 18. I talk too much, but I'm about to wrap it up. But yeah, I just want y'all to sit with that in y'all heart, in y'all spirit, in y'all soul, in y'all cut, in y'all pussies. I want that to fermentate in your pussies, but and cockholes and bumholes and bussies. Yeah, we all have everything. So Hagate creates the dark. She is. She creates the dark femina. She creates the dark primordial womb. She's the dark primordial womb. Source is the primordial light. Primordial lights and primordial dark. That's what they are. And it's funny because I had a dream talking about this too, and it kind of correlates. Because in this dream, well, on my clipball journey, one of the dreams I had was, I'm gonna go too in depth, but regardless, in this dream that I had was talking about primordial power, and I was talking to this other version of myself, and I was telling them you do know that, because for me in the dream, I was embodying primordial chaos. I was talking to this person. I was like, you don't have to. I was essentially telling them they don't have to be like me. You can embody primordial light. There's other elements outside. You know, there are other primordial elements, right? That's what I told my other self in the dream, because I think I'm realizing that I have two other selves that are walking a similar path that I'm walking on, just a little bit differently. Because I had said this a week ago while pacing in my room and channeling. I was like, wait a minute. All If I have multiple versions of me on different timelines, that means we all have different soul templates. We all have different purposes, and we're all doing different things. And I could not be like, I'm sorry, I just can't. I mean, I do love light, it's in me, but I'm more yin energy. But to be more exact, I'm more androgynous chaos. So that's why I relate to the void the most. But mommy, and this is another thing too that I learned, is that soul lineages are so deep. This psychic was talking about people having soul lineages to Prometheus, to Inanna, Isis, Sophia, and Hecate. And you know, Lilith is Hecate's child and one of the first primordial feminine beings, right? Of course, everybody, no matter what you identify as, is androgynous by nature. It's just the principle. Which principle do you relate to the most? So Lilith, she relates to the darkness the most, right? The dark feminine. The darkness is naturally inherently feminine. You can't escape that. It is what it is. And it's okay. That's okay. That's why it's awesome to be human, because we have all of it in us, and so do other beings too. But anyways, that's I gotta make a video about humans, but I did make a video about humans called "Being the Human." Sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna hate me. Y'all hate me. I know y'all hate me. Y'all hate me. Y'all hate me. I already know y'all hate me. Y'all hate me. Y'all hate me right now. Come on, computer. Y'all hate me. I wanna piss them off. Y'all hate me. Y'all hate me right now. Oh, y'all can't stand me. I'm still sick of me. This video right here, being the human gnosis download. It's talking about the human archetype. Go watch that. Please go watch that. That's a really good archetype too. It'll kind of help you understand a little bit as to like we're all androgynous, and especially the human archetype is so unique and so special, and I can tell you why in that video. But yeah, so um yeah, so Hecate, like I said, she just embodies that dark feminine energy, the primordial darkness, source, primordial light. Period. Right. So, like I said, to me, source is my sibling. I don't see them as God, source. I don't see them as none of that. And this is, oh yeah, going back to my dream. Um, I realized that that dream showed me that there are only two other versions of me that are actually walking the clipothic path, but they're doing it a little differently. And I didn't think about that, because the one that I was talking to was trying to figure out what primordial force to embody. And if I'm doing primordial chaos, which they can too, but they didn't know which one they wanted. So I was helping them out with primordial light, primordial other primordial elements. You got darkness, you got light, you have chaos, you have primordial fire, you have primordial elements, should I say. Technically everything is an element. Primordial void, whatever, right? And I was telling them that. And of course, dreams are also symbolic just as much as they are literal, depending, right? So I was also talking to myself, literally, as well as another version of myself that exists out there, right? Because there was a part of me that was like, what if I absorbed all my cells? But you're not going to. When you evolve your consciousness and you literally become like fully embodied of your spirit, of who you truly are, you're still going to be your own individual person, if that makes sense. But anyways, going back to soul lineages, my soul lineage is literally Hecate. Like, she is my roots. I call her mommy because one of the downloads that I got was when I was created, she was the only being that can control, that can contain my chaos. And she gave me her keys. Of course, like, I'm just summing it up, but she gave me her keys. The more you know, right? That's why I've been really working on lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming. Um, because I can't really astral project at the time. We're working on it, but right now I'm just focused on dreaming. I'm working on remembering my dreams and lucid dreaming and all that stuff. So yeah, she was one of the first beings, the only beings that can hold me, and she's so amazing, y'all. I love her. And there's a video. If you watch my Hecate playlist, you can see how she helped me with some trauma that I had in my solar chakra. Girl, when I tell you she is heavy handed, she like that black mama who be doing your hair. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. And I told her that she is heavy fucking handed. And she knows she is. She is, and that's okay. That's okay. I love her though. I love her all the same. But she's very firm. But no, I talk about what we did in that video and how I helped her help myself get the trauma out of my solar plexus. So go watch that video too. It's called Being Her Key. It's a playlist. Oh my god. I feel like just saying it isn't enough. I need to show y'all. I'm a visual person. And sometimes a lot of times if I don't see it, I kind of forget it. Well, all the time. Let's be fucking for real here. Where? Ignore those playlists, you bitch. Shut up. But yeah, Being Her Key, Hecate. I have a playlist called Being Her Key. And these are the videos so far. I have 3 videos so far, like about an hour long. The first one is 2 hours, but yeah. So it starts from the bottom right here, and then it goes up, and then the last one is the clip off. So it starts from the bottom, and then it works its way up. That's the order. Oh wait, the numbers are right here. Duh. It's just on the left side. It's ordered weird. I don't like the way it's ordered on the left side, so that's why I said that. Forgive me. But yeah, talk about Kate and everything she taught me so far. Um, but yeah, I just want to say that they are twins. You have 2 sources so far, as what I know. There's probably more, but there are 2 sources. Hecate and Source. One thing I learned also, I have a video talking about my chimera journey. I know it's a lot of videos. I know my channel, right? Um, it's in my video diary section. And it's in one of those videos where I talk about, it's an update video where I also talk about, it's after my why I love Shota video. If you go watch that, you can see I talk about being a chimera and what I've learned so far, and how Belial came to me in a dream and confirmed this for me, because at first I channeled this, but Belial came to me in a dream and told me, and we were standing in like a throne room with a red carpet. He told me that they will recognize you because your origin is similar to that of Source. And I was like, whoa, everything makes sense, because you know how you have primordial beings, right? You have beings that are made within the dream, and beings that are made outside the dream. Now we are all the same being, essentially, at its core, because we all come from the void. However, the void forges beings differently. And I was forged directly from the void. Like my origins literally started from and within the void. It didn't start sometime after. It started within the void, and I was up there beside Source, aka Pure Imagination of Light, and Mommy, aka Pure Imagination of Darkness, aka Kate. Like I'm up there with them. But yeah, my purpose is different than theirs, obviously. I'm androgynous. So like I'm really on the path. If you go to my YouTube channel again, I'm sorry, I'm about to get out, honey. Y'all sick of me. Y'all sick of me. If you go to my YouTube channel again, I also talk about the clip off and the prime evil path. And I don't think I made a video about this. No, yes, I did. Yes, I did. This video right here, I talked about the ultimate death student, the death child of innocence. And there's a video I'm going to make called Being the Archetypal Human. And if you watch my clipodic videos, I'm on the prime evil path. They all play in the same path. I'm on the void child path. They're all correlate to what I'm talking about. Is that's literally me. I'm like the androgynous chaos, but something completely different. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about. I've been talking about it. I'm gonna talk about it in another video. But anyways, yeah, I love y'all. But remember, source, pure imagination, aka source, aka Hecate, um, are twins. So you have pure imagination of light, which is y'all call source, and pure imagination of darkness, which y'all call Hecate. Obviously, but you can just call them pure imagination and refer to them as the same thing, or you can call them pure imagination of the dark, or pure imagination of light, or you keep calling them source. It doesn't matter because all those names are the exact same person. So yeah, it don't even matter. It all gets convoluted the higher and lower you go up. But yeah, I love y'all. I want to see y'all next time. Long ass fucking video. I'm gonna split it up into two parts. Bye. Probably three. Bye y'all.